Welcome to What's in Your Cup. Tonight we have a special edition, our first ever movie review. Big shout out,
Yay!
woo! Big shout out to P31 for the idea. You know, every now and again he come up with something good, and we love him for that. Um, also, this is a collaboration. We are collaborating with Adore Black Christian Singles, and we have the wonderful admin on tonight, Miss Claudia Phillips. Tell the people hello.
Hello, everybody.
So,
Hey.
y'all know everybody else.
Whoa,
Um,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Wait a
whoa.
minute. Tell us a little bit about Black Christian Singles, Miss Claudia.
Adore Black Christian Singles was founded about 5 years ago to basically connect our Christian community, not per se a dating group, but just to get together and share ideas and just to discuss common everyday topics and just to listen to each other because a lot of banter goes on and it's like time for us to just sit and listen so we can get somewhere. Happy to
Awesome.
be here. Thanks for having me, Ebony.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for some other, daily chatter, hit her up. Ask all the questions. And, we'll see what we can do for y'all. But Crystal, say hello to the people.
Hi, people. I'm excited about our conversation tonight. So, yeah, I look forward to seeing where the chatter goes.
P31, tell the folks your real name.
I like P31.
Oh
He's
Lord.
on it.
FBI might be looking for me, might have a warrant out. We gonna stick to P31. No, it's your favorite little brother, your favorite pastor, Lil J, as my sister would say.
Lil J. And then we got Big J down there. Tell us, say hello to the people. That guy, Coach J Hart.
I'm just gonna say when I got in and I looked and it said what's in your cup, I was like, I thought we was doing a movie review. What the heck is what's in your cup? I was like, I was like, juice. I- Uh,
We gonna see what Jesus do with this water.
but I mean,
Got a
if
little
if
tea.
if what? See, look, everybody got their cup. That's what I'm saying. That's what I thought we were doing.
Water.
But I was like, what's in my cup? I was like, she didn't change it on me and didn't say nothing. What kind of crap is that?
Ain't
I'm
told
not
nobody
ready for
nothing. Don't know what's
this.
going
Can
on.
you
I don't know nothing. Hey, Jay, it's like I'm
Look.
looking for Lamentations in the New
Oh,
Testament.
oh,
That's what it was. That's how I felt.
oh,
Look, I was
oh.
I was in the
I
New
had
Testament
absolutely nothing.
between
I,
Matthew and Revelations looking for Lamentations. And I
I
couldn't find
had
it.
absolutely nothing to do
Somewhere
with the
between Acts
movie.
and Second Corinthians.
so anyway,
or,
what's in
or
your
in the
cup?
words of the
And
rotten
Adore
tangerine
Black
in the
Christian Singles is presenting From Harvest to Hope, a Ruth and Boaz movie deep dive.
2 Corinthians.
From harvest to hope. I love that.
Let's get into it.
2
Let's get
Corinthians
into
and
so
Lamentations. Weeping.
hey, the
And
little one.
what?
I'm finna mute your mic.
Why? Why?
So the very first line, the movie opens up.
You get my
Big
note.
J started this, but I'm the one getting muted. Okay.
I know when to be quiet and laugh silently to myself.
So, Elb, I'm curious to know what the very first line
So
that you wrote down versus what the first thing that caught me. Go ahead.
So the very first thing that caught me is it opens up and says, "Great, the greatest love stories start with truth, trust, and tragedy."
Mm.
And then she went on to say, she also said that love is the most powerful force in the universe.
Hmm.
Um, and so that truth, trust, and tragedy kind of caught me off guard a little bit. And she said something later on to that effect down in the movie, but But let's start there. What was the first line that caught you, Crystal?
So I'm a little past all that. The first line that caught me was the letting go of something that doesn't fit you can free you. That was after, that was like when she like faced old boy and was like, I can't do this. I'm not in alignment with this anymore. And the mom was like, letting go of something that doesn't fit you can free you.
Yeah, but then she went right back to say freedom ain't free.
It ain't. It comes with a cost.
Yeah. So
it costs something.
What was the first line that caught y'all? Because it caught me first thing. First P31.
No, we're gonna let our guests go first, ladies first.
Good try. Okay. So for me, it's like, I think it was halfway through the movie when he told her he was God's go-between. I like that. Because a lot of times people doubt who God is. And sometimes we just have to have that one person that comes out of nowhere to remind us, say, hey, look, God sees us. You know, so yeah.
Okay, Lil J.
Age before beauty. Go ahead, Big J.
You a hating soul. You better go.
um, so for me, it's not lines. I think I'm a little more analytical when it comes to certain movies, and it was expressions, gestures, movie scenes. So if y'all remember when she came off the stage after their performance, she just looked at like real disgusted.
That's it.
That's not a word. My English teacher just kicked my behind. She looked real disgusting, real disgusted rather, and like just upset or grieved on the inside. And so for me, what I wrote down rather is your calling will make you uncomfortable because clearly she was not called to be in that space, in that place. That was not, where she was supposed to be, and you could see it. Like it was on her, and her homegirl is like, "Girl, we got half of our rent money, and da da da." And she was like, "This is what it is. Like men throwing money at us, and you're excited about that, but when you don't fit in a place, it's going to be uncomfortable for you."
That's good.
One of the things that caught me too was like when she was praying, when Ruth was praying, and she was really trying to get in the zone. And girl was like, and God, I need some glory too, because I'm the one.
Right. I'm doing the work. I'm up here. Yeah. Give me the glory.
So that kind of got me too. And right, her, you could tell that there was so much more on her, and that was very. And I found it interesting how Naomi, was like, well, we're going to go so you can stay in your element. So like that wasn't even really what her thing was. Like she didn't want to be there. And, deviating a little bit.
Wait, we didn't hear from.
I ain't finished.
The old one.
But that's how you lose some of the younger trying to be seasoned saints when the seasoned saints are so judgmental.
Yeah.
Because
just mean as hell for nothing. What are you so mean for? Why are you so sour?
Nothing.
And mean.
Why are you so sour?
Yeah, very sour.
So she
because the problem is, some of y'all would still be sinning if your body would let you, if we being honest. But age has caught up and you can't do some of the things you used to do, and age has been your saving grace. But had it not been for your age and arthritis, you would still be
knees stop working,
trying to do some of the stuff you was okay. All right, I'm sorry.
Arthritis.
Them knees stop working.
Sweet baby Jesus.
I promise it's water in the cup. I promise you this.
Are you sure?
On Sunday he comes straight out that pulpit speaking to water. It comes out.
So
I don't like clear. It's water. No, if it was a darker color, we
We
had to
clear.
talk about it.
We live. We live. Remember, we live.
I know
Not care.
Coach J,
they can know. It's all right.
you
He
want
does
to
not care.
add to this?
Mm.
He got to pull himself together.
I took community today, so
I
let me.
did too. I did too.
So
And y'all
what's
know okay. All right. Go ahead,
Hey,
bro. What you
hey,
want to add to it? You know.
let me
we
say
know
this.
yours is wine.
I, I, I stand second with Coach Ebony. That caught me, and the reason why it caught me is because in my element, why does love always have to have tragedy in it?
Hmm.
And why being black does it always have to have tragedy in it? She spoke it to the point where everybody who falls in love or everybody who's get about to get married has to go through some tragedy and be like, oh, out of tragedy, I found my man. I found it don't have to be like that. And it's not always like that. And it's like when you start depicting black love like that, it's like people gravitate to certain stuff and to certain people and to certain movies. When you say stuff like that, you open doors for people to be like, crap, they said I had to go through some tragedy before I find love. Who gonna die next? Like what is
Not who gonna die next. That's insane. Ah.
I mean, who gonna have a stroke and heart attack and I'm gonna find my Boaz at the hospital?
Well,
Why?
no, I think this was,
Why?
she started off with, let me share with you a love story. A love story. Not all love stories, but a love story. And
But
this
you
is
know how sometimes we get
we
when
do.
we hear stuff
We do.
and it's from Tyler, and Tyler's almost close to the Bible.
Oh,
So if it happens to Tyler and Tyler movie, then it must gotta happen to me. So let me find love and then see either somebody in my family gonna have something happen to them or his family gonna, and then we gonna come together and be like, oh, we made it through the fight.
But
Through
okay,
come on,
no,
like, stop,
listen.
y'all.
I think it's that because scientifically, if you go back and
Oh,
look
we're
at
scientists tonight. Ooh, this is interesting.
no, for real. Have you noticed that more people bond over trauma than
trauma
joyful
bonds.
moments?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they traumatized.
trauma bonds. Okay, so and people who bond or form relationships over trauma still tend to stay together longer than people who met in joyful situations. So is that why you need truth, trust, and tragedy?
I
Go,
think, go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, because it that pissed me off. But go ahead.
So the okay, how I took it, what
Oh,
I saw after seeing more of the movie.
he's allowed to say that.
Why he make me laugh? Listen, so later on in the movie, when she finally broke down and said, I don't deserve a love story, I think that was the, like, I don't deserve a happy ending or something she said.
Yeah, she said, I
I
don't
think
deserve to
that's
fall in
where the
love.
trauma part comes from. Like, we actually saw what played out, but let's think. We hadn't even seen her story that got her there because her daddy died. Her mama
Mhm.
abandoned her at 5. So there was all kind of tragedy in this girl's life prior to the boyfriend and the daddy getting murdered because she didn't sign the contract type vibe. Like that was probably like the straw that broke the camel's back. So I think what was being, or what was trying to be depicted here was that there are a lot of women and men in the world that really don't think they deserve love. They don't think that there's anybody out there that's going to do these nice, because she kept saying it through the movie, like, oh my God, you're doing all this nice stuff for me. Like, there are people really walking around here, like, feeling like they don't deserve it. And I think that's the
Can,
trauma and the
can
tragedy.
we flip the record over and play the other side though? Because I get that, but before we even got there and found that out, for me, that when she says, every love story comes with whatever she said, love, trauma, tragedy, whatever.
Truth, trust, and tragedy.
True trust and tragedy. The dad and the son are unalive. They're deleted. They're, you know, taken out of here.
Removed from the story.
His face. And so like I think he was talking about her trauma and tragedy before even talking about Ruth's tragedy. So like, she's like every love story comes with tragedy. Now, granted, Ruth plays has a part of this tragedy because at the
She
time,
also had
Naomi's son was her fiance, boyfriend, whatever at that time. And so now this part comes into play, and then she begins to, find love in other areas. And then it's not just a romantic love that plays a part of this. There's a familial love that plays a part because Naomi actually becomes a mother to her, which,
yes.
eventually I'll somewhere down the line if we make it, I'll get to that later. But that line that Naomi says, "You already took my sons. You can't have my daughter."
I wrote that down too.
Yeah. So,
Mm-mm.
uh,
You won't have her. Yeah, that was good.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Jay, was you finna say something?
yeah, because his head is tilted too.
No,
You know.
I'm Miss Phillips. I ain't got my glasses on. It's Miss Phillips, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. She go tag you at pal. Boom.
No, we need to hear from you because you had a whole statement a few minutes ago. You got to back that up. We got to hear what you got to say behind that one.
I
Yes.
Buddy said that just pissed me off, and I'm a little mad
Yes,
that
he
he's
did.
allowed to say
Yeah,
that.
he can't be so intense and
Cause,
just say, "No, I ain't gonna talk about it."
But I
cause,
do
cause,
see his
had
it's
I
intention.
said it,
it's
my sister would have been like, "We on live. I'm about to mute your mic," but he can say it and get away with it. I don't understand. It's cool though. It's cool. It's cool.
I'm finna really just take him all the way off, like put him in the backstage. Cause
No, you're not. You're not gonna do because then I'm outnumbered. That's not fair.
baby, you is three men by yourself.
Cool. Well, you might be right. However,
Coach
it's
Jay.
this is my
find it.
for so long. Black love has always been struggle love,
That what Jaheim said. I don't even sing that when it come on. I turned it
and
off.
and a lot of people ride with that. Oh, we've been through this, we've been through this, we've been through this, and some of the stuff is the decisions that you made to make you go through that.
That's true. That's
When
valid.
when we throw tragedy in this frame, I get what happened was tragic, but saying it and then making it one of the focal points throughout the whole movie, it's like crap. And once again, I'll say some people would grab a hold to that and be like, this is, we went through this, we went through this, we went through this, we went and now I know he loves me, or now I know she loves me. And it's like, that don't mean they love you. They just they was riding with you and through a season. I think that we can take that and hold on to people through seasons where we should have dropped them off at the end of that season. That's where we have so many people riding along with us for rides who should have got off two stops ago.
And that's good because Marlon made me mad. I want to use the word my brother used, but I don't want to be end up backstage.
Don't end up
Marlon made me
backstage.
mad. Yeah, we end
Go
up
ahead and
backstage.
say it. I'm gonna give you a pass. You said
Marlon pissed me off. All right, because they're in the car and she's like, she's feeling the way and she's expressing herself, and he's like, "You can't let my mom get to you. No, y'all are really actually alike. You did good. 4-4 is doing great." And she's like, "Nah, this ain't it. I'm not even talking about 4-4. Like, you're not even hearing me. You're not." And so, two questions stem from that for me. Like, number one, does your person see you?
because he did not see her in her most vulnerable moment. He didn't see her.
And then the second thing was, what type of support do you really need? Because he was being supportive, but he was not giving her the support that she actually needed, that she needed in the moment. Yeah, you could be supportive to people, but is it what they need? It's kind of like having to learn love languages. You don't love a person by your love language, you love them by their love
Theirs.
language.
Yeah, that's an excellent point.
But it goes back to communication. She never like communicated her
Whoa,
uncomfortable.
pause. She's communicating in that moment. What do you mean?
No, she literally all she said was, "Is you're not supporting me." We didn't see her say, "I'm uncomfortable with this life. This is not what I want to do. God is doing something in me, honey, that is different, and I'm uncomfortable here." That like they never had a chance to have from
Yeah,
what they
we didn't
showed.
we
They
didn't
never had a
see it. We didn't see it because they didn't show it, but you could see in that small moment that she clearly was expressing herself and her feelings and her emotions, and then he's like, well, don't let my mom get to you, or don't let this affect you, or
I don't think
404
he
has a
saw
great
the depth
chance.
of it. I think he thought her body language, her energy was because of the interaction with his mom, and it wasn't. He didn't see the depth
Right.
of
And
her.
so again, the question, does your person see you? What
Yep.
type of support do you actually need?
Which is what I was getting at with this struggle of stuff. Sometimes we hold on to people for far too long when they only was there to serve this. And we kept them for this. And we went through stuff that we had no business going through.
So, are you saying that if she had broke up with him, or if she wasn't with him, that maybe her this would have been different
Anything
relationship?
is anything is possible in Tyler Perry Studios.
Oh my
Anyway, okay. So
Anything. Y'all seen them wigs?
these were some of the best looking wigs ever, and
God.
it's
They do really
probably
good.
No,
Very
they
good.
ain't hair. I think that was their hair. That was their hair. That was
listen
them.
He had
That
on
was all
because
them.
it was a Devon Franklin production, so that was his money. That's why them wigs look better.
mm.
But anyway,
I
how
think
do
that was
Ruth's
their hair.
actions demonstrate faith in difficult circumstances?
How does what? Ask that again.
How did Ruth's actions demonstrate faith in difficult circumstances?
Oh, I got that one. Sorry, I'm gonna let somebody else talk. So back to the beginning when I said she
She
said
said, I got that
letting
one.
go of something
Sorry,
that
I'm letting
doesn't
somebody else
fit
talk.
you can
And
free
then
you. In that moment, I felt like she walked away in her faith because of her faith. Like she was able to walk away from that whole interaction with that boy because she
Mhm.
had faith in like I know God's got something better for me. You know what I'm saying? So her faith made her walk away, give them keys back and the little $3,000. And her faith also like is what pushed her to walk away.
Did her faith make her go get on the bus though, or did her fear make her go get on the
I
bus?
think
Or
her
was
fear
it
made her get on the bus
Both.
though.
Both.
go.
Could have been
I
a little,
think both too.
yeah.
Because she was tired. It's like she was doing things she didn't want to do, and then here comes lost the love of her life. Then here comes this nut want money and everything else. So she's like, what else does she have to lose? I mean, getting on the bus with the mother-in-law, don't know what mother-in-law gonna react like, but she just took a chance, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
faith really is. Say, hey, look, let me trust the process and see how it's gonna turn out. Because at that point, she was really at the bottom of the barrel.
Yep.
Because if she
Do
stayed,
it
she would
scared.
be unalived, as y'all said. So why
Uh,
not? She know that at least one thing that her mother-in-law was not gonna unalive her, so that's one
Right.
hope. Sometimes new beginnings is all someone needs.
Yep.
I
So
think everything from the bus on to the end was a faith move.
Mm-hmm.
What was a as our guest said, walking through the process of,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes in your faith walk, it's a process from one point to the next. And I believe everything from where you go, I go, everything from that point was like, crap, I don't know what I'm saying, but it sounds good. And
Know
I,
what I'm
I
doing?
might as well just jump. So let me jump.
Yeah.
Where you go, I go. I don't need you to go. Well, I ain't going nowhere else but where this bus is taking me. So
Yeah.
after that, it was just straight faith. Yes, fear. Some of the conversations they had back and forth was fear. You could hear it, and it was fear of the unknown, and then fear of her past as well. But everything else, like I said, from the bus was just straight faith.
Do y'all think she was wanting to protect Naomi in a sense?
Yeah, that was
Uh,
her duty, pretty
She
much.
felt like
The son
obligated.
was
Like
gone, and the husband was gone, so
she
that's
don't
all.
she don't have nobody. I don't have nobody. We got each other.
Yep,
I'm going with
dairy
you.
nuts on the bus.
Yeah.
yeah, then she want them nuts till the girl went to sleep. Then she ate them. She know she was hungry.
Huh? She said,
I don't want to get moved, girl. No,
yeah.
she was hungry.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What does Boaz's role show us about divine timing and God's provision?
I think everything from the first interaction, and like I said throughout, I believe that God was just showing His divine intervention, His divine timing. It's like we're not looking for certain stuff, but when we're in the right place at the right time, God will show up and show out for you. And it's always in ways that you're not expecting.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it was like I never knew like nobody's ever done this for me. And then hey, I had you all wrong and stuff. I apologize. Sometimes it takes that leap of faith. It takes that process to show God that we serious about what He has called us to, and
Mm-hmm.
then watch God move in our lives as we take each step day by day.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit on Naomi though, like even in her storyline, like her husband and her son die. She finds out at the repast
That
that
she
they
ain't got
ain't got nothing
Mm.
but this house in her hometown
that's broke down.
that she left and was being high sedity in Atlanta. And she got to go back to her house that she grew up in that's like raggedy, like in her
Humbling
mind,
experience.
yes.
Yeah.
But it was
I will say,
To swallow.
God already had people
God,
lined up.
God has a way. Before we even get there, because yes, there was a blessing in disguise. However, God got a way of humbling you.
Don't
Yeah.
he? Can't he break it down?
He will humble
Ah,
you real quick, because the same God that gave it is the same God that can take it.
Snatch it quick.
Oh, child. Mm, mm.
And Bishop just preached that today. Shoot, good God. The same God that'll say yes will be the same God will say no all
That
at the
will say
same
no.
time. And
absolutely not.
and he might say it after he said yes.
Mm.
Oh, that's that
Depending
hurt.
on how we handle it.
There you go.
That's that hurt right there.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's
Hey,
that?
So,
Hey, hey,
so
hey, hey,
in,
hey, what's that old
in
commercial? Ooh, gotta be quicker than that.
right.
gotta be
Right. When you're sleeping.
it
Yeah.
I promise that's one of my favorite commercials.
is.
This,
yeah,
go ahead. Ruth.
this it was a yeah, like backing up to where was it? Because now we talking about things people have and what's in your possession and all of that.
Hey,
And
hey,
the
Crystal, he's
girl,
pressing
the
rewind with
friend,
that finger, doing like this,
Yeah,
just to let
the
you
I
friend,
know.
see
yeah,
him.
I
He was pressing
mentally just
rewind.
had
He
it.
was
Saying
like,
But I
Yeah,
want
hey,
to
yeah.
do this
hey,
for
hey, hey,
Hold
he was
on,
Boaz
I'm
like,
though.
trying to find it. I'm trying to find it.
no, that ain't
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm trying to
No,
find
that ain't it.
it. Where the friend was like, girl, we got an opportunity
yeah.
to have a deal with JD, Jermaine Dupri, and
Mm-hmm.
all of this. And she was like, so you telling me that ain't God? The friend was like, you telling me that can't be God or that ain't God? And here's the thing, everything that glitters, my grandmother would say, ain't gold.
And goes.
And then I added through the years, ain't God either.
Ain't
Hmm.
God either.
So
The Bible says that
Come on.
Satan appears as an angel of light. He could make it
There
look
you
good.
go.
Come in,
But just because
scripture.
it's bright and shiny and pretty and seems well
Yeah.
does not mean that it's good or that it's God. And I know it to be so because a few scenes later, when she goes to Cyrus and she's like, "Hey, I'm not doing this no more. It's not
Flip.
for me." And he's like, "All the money I put into you and the bills and da da da, covered your note." And she's like, "Look, here's $3,000. Here's the car back. You can have it. I'll pay you this amount until I pay you off." And he's like, "No, you gonna do this," because he's like, "Nah, you owe me." And here's the thing: I think we gotta realize people don't always mean well. Some people only look for the return and not the reward. What do you mean, Grogan? I'm glad you asked. Here's what I mean. Some people are looking for the scratch on the back.
Hmm.
Like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
They have an
And
agenda.
it's not always for the now let me help you and genuinely help you from where you are, because I'm gonna get something back out of this.
Baby, let me tell you, he had what was
The
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 worst
devil.
that man was bold on
Yeah.
so many levels.
on
But
so many levels.
that's how the enemy works though.
The devil.
Bold.
And
It's
you like I saw it in him. Like the moment she turned around and walked away, and he looked at her, and then he spit. I was like, "Oh, that's a
Oh
demon.
my
Like
God, yes.
you need
look,
to
I
be
was like,
delivered."
oh,
I
that's it.
almost look. I went to grab this right here and
Okay.
almost slung it at the computer because listen, sir, you got something in you that we about to get out right now.
Right now. Yeah. It was all over him.
Like he played his part
On
so
him.
well.
He
It was
did play
even
his
on him
part
when he
real
was
good.
talking. Yes, he did. But even when he was talking to her in the dressing room, like he was trying to come across like he was being caring, but it
Yeah,
was so conniving. And she
yeah,
Right.
felt it. Like her body language was like,
yeah.
yeah,
Because Satan is a snake. He's a
he's an
serpent.
old snake.
They're cunning. They're deceitful. They
Mm,
are pretty, but they will strike at any given moment. They.
Mhm.
mm.
I wanted to go back to just a minute when we were talking about how her friend was talking about, if this not God, then what is? And I wrote a little note about that because I have standards, making sure you're following the path that is yours. Because had she decided to go down the path that her friend was trying to convince her that this was God, that would have had a devastating end for her. We don't know, and I mean, and even more devastating than what had already occurred. And
Right.
so sometimes, we get pulled, we let people pull us off of the way that we know is right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying she wouldn't have met Babyface.
She
She
wouldn't
wouldn't
have
have been
been.
at.
Would have
She
never
wouldn't have
met
been
him.
at. She
She
wouldn't
would
have
have
been
never
at
met
the
him.
piano with
She wouldn't have been crushing grapes with her
crushing
freshly washed
And
feet.
grapes.
listen
And get
here,
her foot
listen,
She
washed.
couldn't have been. She couldn't have been crushing grapes
when the man
With her
washed his
freshly
feet,
washed feet.
That part. That part.
when
That
he
foot
washed his
wash.
feet. I was hoping they had like plastic gloves on his hand where they couldn't see because we don't know where her feet been.
It didn't matter because he was washing.
I
washing
hope
them.
they were. What, just water?
That's
Nah,
It
that
it.
didn't matter.
ain't got no soap,
You ain't
no
got no
vinegar,
joy, no
no
palm olive.
no nothing in that
Come
water.
on, really?
Okay, anywho,
Even baby Dove,
Shoot.
why y'all
something.
like that? Why y'all got to erase the intimacy in that moment? Because
It was
that is what
very
intimacy
intimate.
I know
looks
he was
like.
caressing her feet, but he ain't had
But
no caress
it
soap.
was also symbolic
Something.
because although he
You ain't
didn't
had
know
no
the
dial.
story,
Like,
so listen, so even though he didn't know the full story, he knew there was something she had
Yeah,
shared a piece of
yeah,
her past.
yeah.
The symbolic, like
Mm.
that was him
this
saying,
long dramatic pause.
I
Get it
don't
out. Come on.
I
care.
seen that.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
care where you've walked through in this season, you have a fresh, clean start with me.
Come on, Crystal.
I'm washing that for
Ah,
you.
Yeah.
I'm washing it
ah.
away. What?
Washing that
Come
away.
on.
He had just told the woman that he had just told the woman before he washed his feet what the thing said. He said when he chooses someone that chooses
This
him.
is him.
Ah,
Mm.
Glory to his name.
Her,
ah.
Anyway,
And then it also shows that no
Aw.
matter how much money he had, he wasn't too big to bend down and wash her feet.
He was a working man, baby. He hired the people and worked with the people. You feel me?
Yeah.
You bring my brother back on here right now. You put him back. You put
He hired
you
the
put
people
him
and
back
worked
on
with the
here.
people. So before she even Claudia, before she even saw like who he was really, she saw
Yes.
him as like a working man. Like he was a worker.
Yes.
He was a team builder. He was like. Then when there was
Yep.
crushing the grapes, he said, "Follow my lead." You know why she was able to follow his lead while they were crushing grapes and washing feet? Because she had already seen how he leads.
Yeah. She trusted him. You can't let a fool lead you. He gotta have some sense.
Well, this is my thing, and I'm joking. I get the whole symbolic thing and why people just so extra with this little small segment of this movie.
Right, right,
However,
right. That's where
it's
they
just
started crying at,
it's the I
tears.
know. Come on, hey, what you about? I'm crying too. What you crying for? Here he
What are
go.
you
Y'all
crying
crying again for what?
for? What?
Didn't you see it the other day?
It's a
You're
love
crying
story. I
again
love
now.
a good love story.
You
I'm
didn't
a
cry enough the first time?
yeah.
Hey, shoot.
I did cry the first time, but I cried again.
Here's my thing. When you are divinely connected to your person,
Hmm.
certain stuff just clicks. Certain stuff you hear, certain stuff you feel.
Hmm.
And like he said, he didn't know everything, but he knew something. And it was the withdrawal that she had with him when they were together, to say. He could feel that pull back. And even when she pulled back a couple of times in the movie from him, when she felt like she was getting close, when you're divinely connected with somebody, that stuff just clicks. I know. You're like something else is up. You're not telling me, but let me make this a safe place and a safe space for you to be able to come back and say, hey, you know what? You don't deserve this. Let me tell you what's going on.
I wish
Mm.
we had emojis. I would have
So listen,
parted that.
in what ways does Boaz act as a redeemer, both culturally and spiritually?
Miss Phillips?
Somebody go first. I
Hmm.
gotta for that
Oh,
one. That's a fully loaded one.
succotash.
You
Girl.
supposed to come on here ready.
Gotcha.
Hold on. Somebody said
Hey,
something.
it's
I ain't got my glasses on.
allegations.
This long.
Ruth,
Hold on.
Ruth
Wait.
truly repented wholeheartedly from the whatever the Silas situation, not accepting
Who's
forgive.
Silas?
She
Right.
learned to be more discerning even in her needs, so much so that so much so she was now very trusting and wouldn't accept things from Boaz from the beginning at the bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was traumatized by that because she felt like her past experience, of course, was like that's what you guys do. There are a ton
Yeah,
of you.
I mean, she even said that though. She
Yep.
even said that. She
She
was like,
did.
okay, I'm used to all, I'm
Mm,
used to all this and stuff. But to go back to the question, it was the patience of it all.
yes, he was
I,
very
I
patient.
think in those moments, God was really they were showing or God was showing us that true love is patient.
Mm,
It's I'm not going to force myself on you, although I can and I should because I know we're it. But I'm going to be patient with you to be
He
able to
can
walk
and
through,
he should.
ready to walk through your process, as we were said earlier. Because if I rush you, I damage you.
mm.
So let you do your process.
Do you guys think he was operating in faith as well?
Eh,
Mm,
Because he had to
I,
believe
mm,
Right.
mm,
his efforts.
mm.
Well,
I think, I
uh.
think, I think, I think he saw what I saw, and
What you saw.
and
And what you see, you dirty one?
And you see, I put my cup down because I don't know what was coming after that. So I just put my cup down.
What he
that
saw?
girl was fine. You can say she's fine. She fine. She look
Do
good.
you really think that's all he saw was that she was fine?
In the beginning, yes, because as I've said before, people always say it's personality or it's oh, it ain't about how they look. They but no, physically you had to be attracted to this person in some type of way before you even got to know their personality.
So it goes
Did
back
y'all
to the whole
see
thing of
the
men are
way he
visual.
looked at her in that field and was like, "Hey,
Who is
who is
that?
that?" And old boy was
Who is
like,
that?
"I don't know. I left that for you to find out, boss." Yeah,
He did do that. He was like,
yeah. So,
huh.
before we get to the him acting in Fate, he was acting in Fine. She fine.
Flesh. Fleshy.
No, fine. I'm not saying flesh. He was fine.
She said, "Man looks at the outward part. LOL is written."
Oh, that's a touchy subject.
Touching for
It's so
who?
true. It is so true.
But it's that.
Who's it touching for?
No, I'm just saying is a little touchy about the differences of what men.
What men
No,
like.
cause I'm gonna tell you straight up. No, I looked at you before I wanted to come greet you.
Mm, that's valid. I mean, it's a
Ain't
real
nothing
thing.
wrong with that because
No,
everybody like what they like.
exactly.
Mm-mm.
Everybody like everybody like what they like. Whew, yeah. Let me get to my other question. So let's draw some parallels. Um, what what parallels did you see? What parallel from the biblical story to this modern day story? What was one parallel that jumped out at you?
None.
Okay.
It was just a movie. It was just a good movie. Cause it was so far from the Bible. It,
And that's what a
and
lot of
and
commentaries and a lot of people been saying. Like literally, they was like,
it was
and of
so
course you
far
have
from the
to
Bible.
because the symbolics and traditions of that day and time would have been hard to cross over to today and
Right.
draw the public. Now, the chosen has done a great job,
Yeah.
but I don't think they were trying to go on that wavelength. I don't think it was too many parallels with any besides the name of the characters.
Yeah.
But the movie took care of Ruth pretty good. She
I
looked
think
out
I
for her
think the only
just by preparing
thing.
her meals.
I don't think she looked out for Ruth at all in the beginning.
No, not
I
in the
think
beginning. Oh no, but when she got there after a while, she started softening up and looked out for
Yeah.
her.
Mhm.
Like, made sure she ate before she
Yes.
went to work. She wasn't
here's
going
the
in the
only
field hungry, although Naomi didn't want to get out the house. But Ruth
here's
had
the
to.
only parallels I got. Here's the only ones I got. Her son and her husband was deleted. Ruth says.
I almost choked on that tea. I was trying to
Ruth
drink.
says, "I'm going wherever you going,"
Mm.
and Boaz sees her in the field. That's it. That's the only three parallels I got. Other than that, this ain't this like I don't want anybody who is biblically immature to look at this movie and think, "Oh, this is the story of Ruth and Boaz." No, this ain't it, baby. Go pick up your Bible. Go read your Bible. And to say I'm saying all this also because in
Because
El
he's P31.
yeah, and the video you sent earlier confirmed what I was feeling. I knew I wasn't tripping when I watched this movie. However, for her to say, when they asked how much did you know about the story before doing the movie, and she was like, slightly. That confirmed for me. You don't read your Bible. Y'all didn't pick up this Bible before, and Divine Franklin. I get it. He's a very contemporary style type of preacher that he's just trying to reach millennials and younger generations, like millennial and down. Because if you just stop at millennial, you lost three generations. But that's besides the point. However, I get it. That's what he's doing. He's trying to build this attraction in a different way. But let's not look at this and be like, "Oh, that's Bible." No, no,
But
no.
if it strikes the curiosity of the millennials, don't you think it's worth it? Because at this
I,
point, if we go according to the Bible back then, we are not going to win the young people in. So
so
I know a
listen.
lot of people like we're not supposed to compromise, but how will we reach them? You
Here,
know?
here, listen, and hear me well. Yes, I get it. It strikes their attention, and I'm all for that because now I got something to pull you in and show you this actual story. Do I believe the method should change? Yes, our methods will change over the years. We got to develop new ways to reach different people, attention spans. Especially like Gen Z, Gen Alpha. They got TikTok attention spans. They are you know
That's all gonna
1
work.
minute clips, 2 minute clips, of getting something. You gotta reach them how you can. And I get it. Grateful for it. However, the message cannot change. The
Yeah.
message has to be central. And that's what I mean. It, I'm young, but I'm old in mind, which is why I think Ebony keeps bringing me back. However,
I like you, Will.
uh, no, you love me a lot because I got a phone call the other day. Bro, you all right? You okay? You,
I was
you
worried
good?
about you. I
Uh-huh.
didn't get used to your smart mouth
Uh-huh.
and everything, and
Yeah, we know.
and
However,
But we
anyways,
tell
yes.
you one.
I'm glad it will, eventually draw some people to,
Yeah.
hey, let me actually see what this is about. Let me go see, if this is in the Bible, or let me sit with someone who maybe can explain this better to me, from watching this movie. However, what I do not want is the misconception or scriptures being construed. I can't talk tonight. Based off this movie.
Yeah. Well, they did a really good job with not improperly portraying it like it was a Bible story. You know what I'm saying?
The
The
name is
title
Ruth
Well,
and
didn't
Boaz.
well,
What do you
I
mean?
mean,
I mean, I know that the name of it is Ruth and Boaz, but they didn't say Ruth and Boaz, the Bible story of today type vibe. It was just the name of the characters, and they put some
so
people in there. It was like
so are
playing
you?
this
What
game.
person is naming their child Boaz today? I don't know no Boaz
But his name
besides
wasn't
the
really
one
Boaz in the movie, though.
It
It
No,
was
was
something else.
Boazra, and
yeah.
they
Yeah,
called him
Boaz
Bo.
for short.
My watch said I have to
Boazra.
move.
So do you think that they did a decent job of telling the story to make people want to go find out the real story?
I think they have because I've had conversations with people who were like, "What is that?" Like at work, we've had the conversation, and a couple of people are like, "What?" And I was like, "I mean, well, it's a spin off of
Right.
Ruth and Boaz
Definitely, it's a spin, a
spin off."
twirl, a
Yeah,
tornado.
Well, this is people who are asking somebody who don't even know where Lamentations is. So, I mean,
Pray
Y'all
for her.
don't leave her alone.
I'm sorry. All right, I'm done.
and
But
that's
at
why
least
people don't come to
it's on a
church.
seed, though,
That
because
was my
as
last
we
Lamentation
said,
joke. Maybe
people
not.
who normally probably wouldn't even look at the Bible, now we open the door for her to be a witness and say, hey, look, let me tell you about Jesus and what he can do. If your
Yep.
love life sucks, listen to this love story of the Bible. It could be a big witnessing tool. It's
Yep.
all how we spin it. It's all how we spin this
Oh,
tornado of Tyler Perry's.
Yep. And how we choose to
I'm
use it.
sorry. But when you sharply said, if your love life sucks, and
Yeah.
boy Jonathan saying
You know it's
shit,
a swamp out here.
he was
It's
like,
ghetto.
your love life sucks. And Jonathan was like,
Yeah, it's a suckish thing out here. So
It is.
yeah,
It's
So,
trashy
it,
now
outside.
there's
I
definitely pee in the pool.
It is definitely.
it's
oh my
it
A little
God.
bit of.
at this point it's cesspool. It's past the
Yeah,
peanut
it's real
pool
nasty
stage.
out.
It's
Mhm.
So one
cesspool
of the
now.
lines in the movie
Black
said,
funky.
"Love can build you, but also can break you." How do you feel about that statement?
Mm.
Oh, very true.
I
If you
think
find
so.
the right one, you support you, and then if the one bad love, hey, you end up in bad situations. Someone say they love you, and then you end up in a domestic violence situation. You know,
Hmm.
because women have said before, "Oh, if he doesn't beat me, he doesn't love me."
Yeah, because
Trauma.
So
that's trauma. Um,
yeah,
as we wrap up, I'm gonna shoot out a couple of things to y'all. Another line says, "Sometimes God doesn't wait for an answer; He sends an angel that shows up unannounced." So when things show up unannounced and we've already been through trauma, how do you think that factors into how we accept the help?
Discernment.
Yeah. And then doing your own self
You got to
work.
be able to be discerning.
Because if you're not healed and you're not doing your own self work, I feel like part of Ruth leaving and going with Naomi was part of her, like, I know I need to be in a better place. I know I need to do some healing. I know I need to, trust God. I feel like that helped her process a little bit better than an average person who would have stayed in that situation and God would have sent somebody in that situation. She would have, it would have been real bad for everybody. So I think it's important to do your work on yourself, have more mirror moments, and then you'll be more receptive to identify when, oh, this is God sent. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
true.
Coach Jay. Hannah, Hannah, hush.
Right.
I was just trying to see who kid that was actually, but when
Mine.
when I when I heard that note, I was like, okay, never mind.
Yeah, we know who it is.
I was like, I know who it is. What was the question? Because
Oh my God. I
this
said,
girl was on fire, so
I asked that sometimes God doesn't wait for an answer and sends an angel to show up unannounced. How does that factor into how we accept the help?
I mean, I'm like Jace. It's discernment, but too sometimes it's one of those things where like, are you receptive of what's being sent? Some
Mm-hmm.
of us are in such a low place that our hands are down or our hands are behind our backs, and God was like, "But you prayed for this."
Nah, legit, cause she was like, God, I need to know what to do. Tell me what to do. I need an answer. I need, this, that, and the third. She in the bed crying, bawling, looking for God to do something, and then, all right, I'm gonna do it. Here it is. Here is the charisma. Here's the mediator and the redeemer. You know, to come and save you, and now you standing there like, huh?
Side eye.
Like, who sent you and why?
Dim and dumbfounded.
Mm-hmm.
So, Claudia, you got a response to that?
I'm sorry, dim, dense, and
No
dumbfounded. There we
ma'am.
go.
No ma'am.
Okay. So, last question. In this movie, how did Boaz show Ruth that love was not transactional?
He wasn't looking for nothing back.
He was actually a servant throughout this movie. Like he was a vessel and a servant to her.
God's go between.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, sometimes God will send you a guide of peace
Mm.
or a guide to peace.
Now that's good.
It's not always what I can get from you. It's how I can help and serve you. I read a book called The Goal Giver, and that was the main focal point of the whole book. It was not what I can get from you, but how I can help you reach your goal, reach your potential, reach your
Mm.
focal point, or reach whatever dream or thing that you're trying to do. And in that, I'll get blessed because I was
Obedient.
unselfish or selfless to
Mm.
give to you what you needed.
That's good.
And again, I said it earlier. Some people look for return and not the reward. Some
Mm.
people look for the scratch on the back instead of just waiting. Matthew 6, if you've, sought for these things publicly, then you got your reward. But your Father who sees in privately can reward you openly.
Mm.
But too many of us, or too many times, we look for, well, what am I going to get back?
Mm.
Versus this being an unconditional type of love. Can we look at another piece of something right quick though,
Mhm.
before my sister asks us another question? Because this was one of those things that got me, and I think it's very important. Um, so uh, Naomi has this meltdown, and she goes and she rips the cross off the wall, and she's like,
Mm.
"I'm done with you."
Mhm.
And here's what I put down. That grief can make you lose sight of who actually carried you.
Yes. Yes.
Naomi, yes, your husband, did all of these great things, move you out of Tennessee to Atlanta and
Mm.
had this great house and this money and all these things, but even he's not a self-made man. Hear me and hear me well. A self-made man and a self-made woman is nothing more than a self-made mess that eventually will self-destruct.
Mm.
Okay, look at you. You did preach today, didn't you?
I, I, I felt like it just a little bit.
Mhm.
However,
Good though.
however, we can't allow grief to make us forget that God is the one that brought us here in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
It,
And just because we're having a bad moment does not mean that He's a bad God.
That's a good
well,
point.
well. I'll go back to last month when I had to preach throughout the whole month, and I asked a
How
question
did it
during the
feel?
sermon.
Tell me how it felt.
You
I do it
man,
every week.
whatever,
Tell me how it felt.
whatever.
No, not whatever.
Shit.
Let's talk about it.
No, but Bishop had us on John 3:16, and one of the questions I asked during the sermon was, "Does your love sacrifice?
Mm.
If God gave, what is your love giving?"
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Mm,
Mm.
that's good. That's good. What is your love
yeah.
giving? So, I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation on this
It was
evening.
good.
Are we done?
Yes, love. Do
Yes,
you
we're
have
done.
Oh,
It was
already?
good.
do you have another question, comment,
This
or
was a short
concern?
one.
No, it's
We've
been
been
an
on for an
hour.
hour.
Oh, it
We
has?
usually yeah, but we usually
Not
we sometimes we be on
like
here
an
hours.
hour 30, hour 45.
Yeah, but I'm keeping it short tonight.
Okay.
So I was so excited. Our first movie review, maybe the last, it may
Good.
not be, just depends. We're gonna see how the conversation pop off. But thank you for joining. What's in your cup? Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
Water.
Bye.
I have water.
Oh, hallelujah.